Dumont, and Montego, River, Blue, and Gouda. Asiago, Wensleydale, and Rockland, Fred, Halloumi, Feta, Gorgonzola, cheese, oh, Monterey Jack, Fiddle-la-da, Pecorino, Swiss Gruyere, I love a vegetan taquito cheese.
For the past few decades, I've been coming to the United States to visit cheese stores and dairy suppliers and to catch up on industry trends. And on this occasion, I've brought my daughter Ellie to New York City to visit some of my favourite stores and also to attend a very special event that focuses on America's leading cheesemongers, the hard-working cheese shop staff that prepare and sell cheese every day. The event we're here to attend is called the Cheesemonger Invitational Awards, and it represents a unique and very future-focused initiative that recognises the skills of young cheesemongers and seeks to foster their role in the industry. The art of the modern cheesemonger dates back to when cheese was first created and sold, and they're often the first contact point for educating customers and represent a vital part in the retail chain of the dairy industry.
And believe it or not, this warehouse behind me in Long Island City, New York, is the home of the Cheesemonger Invitational. Right now, there are 47 contestants inside waiting to win the prize of the world champion cheesemonger.
The creator of the Cheesemonger Invitational is Adam Muskowitz, a self-confessed cheese addict and entrepreneur with a long family history in the cheese import business.
I started this business because I was born into the business. I am a third-generation cheese industry person. My grandfather was one of the first men to import cheese in the United States. He was a pioneer of many different products from Europe. It wasn't just cheese, jams, jellies, soups. He was just one of the first guys that was literally getting product from Europe to America. That company was called Walker Butter and Egg. My father left that business and started Larkin in 1978. So my father was really good at finding producers that wanted to export, and he taught them how to be their own importer and set up their USA subsidiary. So my father started Emmy. Emmy USA was started by my father. My father started Champignon. Cambozola was introduced by my father. I grew up at Larkin, basically, because I was born in '74. I came to work at Larkin full-time approximately 7 years ago. Basically took it over from my father. And since then, in 2008, I launched Eurolarkin with my father. In 2009, I launched the Cheesemonger Invitational. In 2010, I relaunched Columbia Cheese, which is a cheese importing company focused on single village dairies. And that's my career. I'm cheese for life. Welcome to the 5th annual Cheesemonger Invitational.
Adam's offsider in the planning and organisation of the Cheesemonger Invitational is Liz Thorpe, a well-respected author and expert in the New York cheese scene.
Adam started Cheesemonger Invitational 5 years ago. I came on last year, and I immediately wanted to introduce more of an educational component. That's been a big theme in my career. I'm a writer, I'm a researcher, I'm a nerd. So we started doing training sessions last year, and so I've really taken the event and put my own spin on it, and now we've grown it to be a 2-day event. So we're doing one full day that's all about makers and mongers spending time together, and then the second day is the competition. So he's the showman, I'm the cheese geek.
The goal for the next 2 days is that we all walk away feeling like winners. This is your moment to shine. So let the light rain.
Besides being in Essex, I'm a partner at Zingerman.
Once the cheesemonger contestants have been welcomed and briefed, it's time for them to meet the cheesemakers in a series of informal round-table briefings.
If you took a picture of the year, we use about half the milk that's produced on the farm. From July to the end of September, every drop we can get our hands on.
Each table contains an industry expert who explains their own cheese history and answers questions on their role and expertise.
We know when we shipped it, the distributor, it just showed up at your store.
There's nowhere where these people can come together in a place that has no agenda except to educate them and make them better mongers. So like I get the most satisfaction out of brokering and the introduction between the makers and the mongers. And for our cheesemakers, they can't get on a plane and fly to 50 stores. So they walk into one room and everyone's here. So we've got Matteo Keeler from Jasper Hill Farm, sort of an American cheese luminary. We have several makers coming with Neal's Yard Dairy. We've got Giorgio Crivero, who's the preeminent selector and ager of Parmigiano Reggiano. We've got folks coming from the Bavarian and Austrian Alps. So again, these are people who don't often get to actually meet the mongers who sell their cheese and be able to tell their story directly to those ambassadors of their cheese. It's pretty spectacular.
Included in this group are good friends of mine from the US, Europe and the UK, and I asked a few of them why this event is so important.
There's a virtuous cycle that's happening here where, there are cheesemakers that are producing amazing products and young people that are rising up to understand and tell the stories and to basically communicate with the buying public. And we feed on each other. And this particular event, Cheesemonger Invitational, is kind of the beating heart of something really special in America.
We're in a warehouse in Long Island City, just across the East River. And this is what's great about it and what's appropriate about it is this is where all the cheese comes in. Most of the specialist cheese in America comes through this building, and here they are. And it's real, it's gritty, it's not dressed up, but it's relevant. And so I think for these guys, it's in a way they're making a pilgrimage, and it's great that it should be here.
You could never organize this anywhere else in the world. I'm so jealous about it because in Holland we're a cheese country, but it's so common, it's so plain, and here it's like an art. They feel it's like an art, so they want to know all about it. So everyone attends and they're listening, they're really listening. When you're telling something, they have proper questions. It's so different from anywhere else.
It's a very good spirit for the experience, for the new cheesemonger. And what is funny is to comparing this event to the French event, who are more serious.
Traditional.
Yes.
Yeah.
The thing that really strikes me is the youth and commitment that you'll find here. I mean, young people are turning to cheese as a profession. I think it's something that, isn't happening in Europe. Young people are flocking to cheesemongering as a profession. It's pretty inspiring.
The focus on education continues, and in the afternoon the cheesemongers attend a special panel on technical and scientific aspects of cheesemaking.
So a group of makers talking about a theme. We're doing one on molds and yeasts. This is really compelling stuff in the cheese world. And one about production models. And then we do some workshops. So those are a little bit more hands-on, more interactive. We'll do one on cutting, breaking down big wheels of cheese. We'll do one on cheese care. How is, what mold is good, what mold is bad, how do you know? What do you do about it? And then the third one will be about pairing. So cheese, beer, and some sort of condiment.
Awesome.
Today we've had workshops, we've had panel discussions, we've had tastings, we've had people break open wheels. The vibe in the room is electric. I won't be satisfied unless I see cheese on the walls, but that's just my personal preference. I think they get that it's not really about winning. It's really about showcasing cheese. I think what came out of these sessions today are a greater appreciation for the craft.
So today, it's a lot of rah-rah, a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of learning, but tomorrow, they're gonna have to work their butts off.
No wimps allowed. It's going to be a cheese battle extravaganza. These guys are going to be in a battle royale of cheese. I can't wait to see cheese on the walls. I want to see blood. I want to see grit. It's going to be crazy.